Hey everyone, Teo here. Today I'm reviewing the Yunzii AL66, which is a gasket mounted wireless mechanical keyboard with 66 keys and this knob here. First of all, disclaimer, this is a review sample provided by the company. In this video, I'll just present to you my findings so that you can decide whether this is worth the money. And the price of this keyboard is US $95, which may or may not include free shipping depending on where you are. Let me give you the bottom line up front. This is a beautiful keyboard made with CNC machined aluminum, so the build quality is excellent and the typing experience is wonderful. The RGB lighting is beautiful and there are lights coming from the sides as well. This keyboard can be used with cable connection, 2.4 GHz, and can be paired to 3 Bluetooth devices, and it's compatible with Mac and Windows. The downsides are mostly limitations from the 66 key layout. There are no function keys, there is no numpad, there is no control or command button on the right side. So if you want to use keyboard shortcuts on the right side of the keyboard, you cannot use one hand, you have to use two hands. For example, if you want to open a file with Control O, you cannot because this is an option or alternate button. You have to use two hands, Control O, Control plus minus to zoom in and out. And if you want to use the function keys, you have to double tap or single tap the function button. According to the user manual, this knob here can be used to adjust volume, switch between lighting settings and adjust the brightness of the lights, but I don't know how to switch between the light or the volume functions. So that's the bottom line. If you want a well-made, good-looking keyboard with wonderful typing experience, this is one you can consider. Alright, let's take a look at the items included in the box. So these are the items included in the box. There's the keyboard, a USB-A to USB-C charging cable. This is the user guide with the keyboard shortcuts. So you'll definitely want to remember some of the more useful keyboard shortcuts like how to use the function buttons or the media controls, and also how to check the battery life, switch between lighting effects, adjust the lighting effects and the brightness. These are the extra Mac OS keys and two extra switches. These are the Yunzii milk switches, which are linear type switches. And lastly, there is the switch and keycap puller. Design of this keyboard looks beautiful to me, and there are 4 colors available: silver, black, pink, and blue. So this is the black one, and the black is not black. This is more of a charcoal black to me. And there are warm light brown keys to complement the black. This keyboard is compact and it's quite heavy at 1.15 kg. So it's heavy because of the CNC machined aluminum. So the build quality for this is extremely solid. There is absolutely no flex at all. This is the side profile and you can see the lights if you have the lights on. There is no height adjustment because there are no foldable feet behind. So this is the maximum height. Behind the top left side, you can find the switches to switch between Bluetooth to cable to 2.4 GHz connection. That's the USB-C charging port, and for cable connection, the switch to switch between Mac OS and Windows keyboard layout. And this here is the USB Type-A wireless receiver. The bottom has 4 rubber feet with good grip on the table, and the surface of the metal on all the sides is matte textured, which feels really nice. There are 8 holes with screws inside, but they look circular, so I'm not sure what kind of screwdriver you can use to open the back. And there is one little QC Pass sticker there. Notice there is no logo or branding on this keyboard anywhere. So this could be a white label product. I don't mind white label products as long as they perform well, and this keyboard does perform well without any issues. So this is a 65% keyboard layout with 66 keys. There are no function keys, so there are no F1 to F12 keys. There is no numpad, and because there are no function keys and the numpad, this design is quite compact. To use the media control shortcuts or to switch between the function keys from F1 to F12, you have to tap the FN key once or twice. I use graphic design software all the time, so I actually use the F1 to F12 keys quite often. So to always have to press the FN key here to get those function keys, to me is quite inconvenient. So this 65% key with 66 keys layout is really for people who type and don't need to use the function keys. Another thing that really affects my workflow is there is no control or command button on the right side. So without that button, I cannot control O to open. I cannot control plus and minus to zoom in and out. It's very inconvenient. These are dye sublimation PBT cherry profile keycaps, and I like the color combination. So we have the charcoal black against light warm gray, and we have the light warm gray against charcoal black. There are two status lights here. The bottom one is for connection. Blue is for 2.4 GHz and yellow is for Bluetooth. And this light here at the top is for caps lock. This keyboard is only available with Yunzii milk switches, which are linear type switches, and the typing sound is very satisfying. Yeah, so I would say the typing experience for me is easily 5 out of 5 stars. Let's see what you can do with the driver. If you use a cable connection, the driver will connect to the keyboard instantly. If you use wireless connection, it will take a few seconds for the driver to detect the keyboard. This driver is only available for Windows. There is no Mac OS driver, and I've got to say that I did not test this driver extensively. So let me just go through what you can do with this driver. So this is the page where you can remap some of the keys. You can assign keyboard shortcuts. You can assign mouse functions, media control shortcuts, macros, and other commands to the keys. And make sure you click here to save the remapping. And you can create custom profiles for all those remapping or different remappings. This is where you can see the driver information, and this is where you can switch between the 14 lighting effects and choose the brightness, speed, and customize the color. Now you can use the keyboard shortcuts to switch between lighting effects, adjust the brightness and speed as well. So you don't actually need to use the driver to change those lighting effects or controls. This is where you can create your own macros, and after you have created your macro, you can assign them to the keys. And this keyboard has another lighting effect which can respond to audio input. And these are the different lighting effects that can respond to audio input. When you enable this lighting effect to react with audio, the usual lighting effects will be disabled. So right now you can see this lighting pattern is actually responding to audio. So if I reduce the volume down to 0, the lights will just be dim. And now it's dim, there's no light because it's switching from one song to the next song. And now we have the volume back on again. Let's look at the normal lighting effects, which look really beautiful to me. The lights or the colors, they blend very nicely. Now the legends or the text on the keycaps are not transparent, so the light will not go through the letters. To switch between the lighting effects, you can press the keyboard shortcut function \, or you can press the knob. And to adjust the brightness, you can press function up or down arrow. And if the lighting effect has speed or some sort of movement, you can use the function left and right arrow to adjust the speed. So this is slow and this is fast. And you can use the knob here to adjust the brightness as well. I'm not sure why, but I cannot remember how to switch this back to adjusting volume, and there is no mention in the user manual on how you can switch this from adjusting light to adjusting volume. And if you want to check the battery life of the keyboard, press function right alternate. So now it's at 100%. Battery capacity for this keyboard is 4,600 milliamp hours, and that's rated for 90 hours of typing without the RGB lighting. So 90 hours of typing is pretty good. If you type 9 hours a day, it can last for 10 days. Unfortunately, there's no easy way for me to test the battery life with the RGB lighting. So what I can say is the battery life is alright, the battery life is decent. Anyway, for wireless mechanical keyboards, as long as the battery capacity is 4,000 or above, you can get decent battery life. Alright, to conclude, this is a beautiful, well-made keyboard with excellent build quality and wonderful typing experience. Just note the limitations. There are no function keys, there is no numpad, and there is no right control or command key. So, is this worth the money? Well, you can decide. And if you are interested to buy this, you can check out the purchase link that I have for you in the video description below. Thanks for watching. See you guys again. Bye.